So I wish you pleasant morning today. Dear students, good morning to everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am A.SANKAR. I am in the subject in botany. Today I am going to discuss about 12th botany. In previous class we have discussed about social forestry, agroforestry and deforestation. Agroforestry. So agroforestry means plantation of trees or integration of trees with help of only in crop plants. Integration of trees with crop plants. That is called agroforestry. Social forestry. The social forestry means plantation of trees at social level. Deforestations. Deforestation means removal of trees, forested land converted into non-forested land. Forested land converted into non-forest land. These are previous class we have discussed about agroforestry, social forestry and deforestation. Now I am going to discuss about afforestations. Say what is afforestations? Afforestation means plantation of trees where there was no previous trees. Where there was no previous trees cultivated to form only non-forested converted into forested land. The non-forested land converted into the forest land, that is called afforestation. So afforestations, first one is we have cultivation of only growing of trees that is called forested land. At the time of only during we cut the trees or remove of trees convert to form only deforest land. Deforest land, again this deforest land, non-forested land converted to plantation of trees. Afforestation means plantation of trees where there was no previous trees. Where there was no previous trees, there is no previous trees. This occurs non-forested land. This non-forested land cultivated to form only new forest. That process called afforestations. Afforestations. In afforestations, government and non-government organizations encourage these programs. The afforestation programs are encouraged in the government and non-government peoples are encouraged only in these afforestation programs. It creates new forest. It creates only new forest to consume carbon sources. To consume only the carbon sources. We are cultivated in non-forested land. In non-forested land, we are cultivated only afforestation programs. It creates the new forest in more. More trees were cultivated. The forest cultivated the only maximum in timber plants, paper yielding plants, and medicinal plants. Medicinal plants were cultivated in only non-forest area. Non-forest area. It consumed free from this atmosphere carbon dioxide. The source of carbon is consumed during the photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process. So increase the only oxygen level in the atmosphere. During the photosynthesis, consume the carbon dioxide and remove of only oxygen. The free from this only oxygen from the atmosphere. The few air released in oxygen in atmosphere during photosynthesis. It creates a new forest in afforestation program. More trees are being cultivated. That's why timber plants, paper yielding plants, and medicinal plants. There are several types of plants are being cultivated only non-forested land. That is called the afforestation program. During this photosynthesis process, CO2, that is a carbon dioxide consumed, and evaluation of only oxygen. The pure oxygen released from this only atmosphere to purify the atmosphere air. In deforested lands, due to creation of only soil erosion and water conservation programs, and involve only deforestation. The removal of forest, there is no rainfalls. That's a deforestation lands, there is no rainfall. But afforestation, we are cultivating only afforestation. In afforestation, to increase the only rainfall during rainy seasons. To increase the only water tables are level increased. Water table level is increased during rainfall seasons. At the time of only slope of dams and afforested to reduce the water runoff. And soil irrigation programs and siltation of only in soil. It's dams or sloping of dams. At the place of only we are cultivated only at the region of in and around surface of cultivation of only more trees. It's increase only rainfall, runoff waters more increase or reduce the only runoff water during rainy season. At the time of only during rainy seasons, the soil erosions may be controlled. This process are involved in afforestation program. The afforestation program is involved a slope of dams afforested to reduce the water runoff and soil erosion controls and siltation. The siltation means sedimentation of soil. Sedimentation of only in soil. The runoff waters move from this only higher region to lower regions. These top soils also move from this. These top soils also move from this only in runoff waters to sedimentation of soil particles. Yes. Slope of regions. Top soil may be removed from this only one place to the another places. It involves only runoff waters. It's sedimentation of soil particles at the time of only in bottom regions. It involves the slope of dams. So what are the objectives are involved only afforestation programs? The first, increase the cover of area. To increase the only cover of area. So non-polluted area covered by this only condition of only afforestation. So plantation of more trees. There are different types of trees are we have cultivated. Woody plants, medicinal plants, and paper yielding plants, and rubber yielding plants. We are more cultivated in trees. Increase the only O2 production and air qualities. Second point, to increase the carbon fixations during photosynthesis in green plants. In the free from the atmosphere carbon dioxide, fixation of only carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. The atmosphere carbon dioxide increase the only atmosphere nature. We will be caused only greenhouse effect or global warming nature. Reduce of only global warming to increase the only carbon dioxide fixation at the time of only photosynthesis. So reducing only carbon dioxide from this only atmosphere in the nature of only afforestation. Third is the raising of bamboo plantations. Raising of only bamboo plantation. These bamboo plantations is a control of only greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases. So what are the greenhouse gases? Such as carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapors. Water vapors. These greenhouse gases controlled by this cultivation of only in bamboo plantation. We are cultivation of bamboo plantations, so control of only greenhouse gases. Then fourth is so mixed plantations. We are cultivation of only in the area mixed plantation. We are cultivated only in crop plants, intercropping of only woody plants. So crop plants and some other woody plants and timber plants. Any other plants are mixed the plantations and minor forest produced and more medicinal plants we are useful in the forest land. We are cultivation of only woody plants, intercropping of only in medicinal plants also cultivation. The intercropping of the cultivation of only in crop plants we are cultivated in forest region. So mixed plantation or mixed cultivation or crop rotation methods we are followed by only that is afforestation. So minor forest produced and more medicinal plants. Then fifth one is to increase the level of only availability of only water table levels. At the time of only more increase the only trees, clouds may be changed into only during rainy season. They increase the only in water table level. Increase only in water table. We are cultivating only more trees. Last one is to reduce the nitrogen leachings. The leaching means more nitrogen substance present in the atmosphere. The 78% of nitrogen present in the atmosphere. Some other non-ligneous plant and ligneous plants are fixed in the nitrogen fixing process. The soil particles. Soil particles. More which contains only in soil particles nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium substances. Calcium substances, mineral nutrition substance, and vitamins and mineral elements or substances are found in only soil particles. More rich in only nitrogen in the soil. So nitrogens and contamination of only drinking water to sit food the only non-polluted with nitrogen substance and only cultivation of only afforestation. So what are these benefits of only afforestation? The first one is to increase the employment resource. To increase only employment. We are cultivating the more trees in the non-forested land to increase the only woody plants, medicinal plants, some are paper plants, some are industrial wastage materials to produce only employment increase there in afforestation. Second one is creation of economic capitals. Creation of only economic capitals also increase the only in afforestation. Then third one is increase the food plants we are cultivating the more yielding of food we are cultivating the afforestation and fodder production. The fodder production means livestock grazing animals are used. Livestock grazing animals are maybe useful only in fodder production. Fodder production and more food plants we are cultivating only in afforestation. So increase the food and fodder productions. So development of cottage industries. So development of only cottage industries also increase only afforestation. It's one of kinds of benefits. The regulation of streams, rivers, land and underground water tables increased. Underground water level may be increased. During the formation of only afforestation, regulation of streams, river, land, underground water level is high or increased. What are the achievements are involved only afforestation? There are achievements given. The first one is degraded, destroy the forest, destroy the only in forest where restored, destroy the forest where restored. It is our first achievement the program only afforestation. Second one is community asserts like overhead tanks may be arranged and borewells may be formed, hand pumps are created. We established we are established in only achievement of only afforestations. Then afforestation programs we got achievements, environmental and ecological stabilities. Environmental and ecological. What's environmental? Environmental means the interrelationship between living and non-living sources. That is called environment. Its ecological balance are maintained for this only afforestation program. We are mainly achievements. The environmental and ecological stabilities was maintained only afforestations. Next one is conservation of biodiversities. What is a biodiversity? So biodiversity means varieties of species are found in only plants, animals, and some other microorganisms found in only in their world. In the world, that is called biodiversity. This biodiversity interrelationship of plants and animals, and animals and plants interrelationship are involved only in biodiversities. The conservation of biodiversities or protection of biodiversities process are involved only afforestation with wildlife and genetic resources. So what are the benefits of only afforestation? To increase the employment, the creation of only economic capitals, to increase the food and fodder production are produced, development of cottage industries, regulation of stream, river, land and underground water level be increased only afforestation. These are only benefits of only afforestation. What are the achievements are involved only afforestation? The first one is degrade or destroy the forest, where increase the only restored in the forest level. Say community asserts like overhead tanks, borewells and pumps were established. Third point, environmental and ecological stabilities was maintained for this only afforestations, and the conservation of biodiversity, wildlife and genetic resources we are followed by this only achievement of only afforestations. So what are these advantages of afforestations? The first one is reduced to the only desertifications. What is a desertifications? So desertification caused only natural and human causes. Natural activities and human causes due to the formation of only in dry land. To reduce the only biological productivities in dry land, a process called desertifications. For examples, in non-forested area we are cultivated only in the forested land in biological activities, some other grassy animals destroy the only forest level. Or natural disorders. For example, cyclones and earthquakes we are caused by this only desertification programs. Next, it brings rain proper times. It brings rain only in proper time in advantages of afforestation. It's reduced the only pollution level. What is a pollution? So pollution means undesirable change in only environment conditions. Undesirable change in environment. What is a pollution? Pollution means undesirable change in only environment condition. That is called pollution. There are different types of pollutions are caused in only air pollutions, water pollutions, and soil pollutions. These pollutions are only created by this only some other pollution agents. It reduces the only pollution level in the afforestation. So more trees we are cultivated and release of only oxygen. The few oxygens are released from the atmosphere. The atmosphere air purifies. Atmosphere air is purified. That is air pollution may be controlled. And water pollution may be controlled, and soil pollution it may be controlled of only cultivation of only in more trees. This is an advantage of only afforestation. And third one is it minimizes the effect of soils. To minimize the effect of soil erosions. To minimize the effect of the soil erosions. And fourth one is it helps the control of only acid rains. So what is acid rains? So contains only sulfur dioxides, nitrogen dioxides mixed with the water vapors. With the formation of only acid rains. So H2SO4 sulfuric acids and nitric acids. Sulfuric acid and nitric acids may be HNO3. HNO3. So nitric acids are formed during only at the time of only the rainy season. This is free from this only sulfur dioxide gas and nitrogen dioxide gas and carbon dioxide gas are free from the only atmosphere at the time of during rainy season. These sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and carbon dioxide gas mixed with the water vapor to create the only acid rains. So this acid rain controls the only air pollution. So benefits of only afforestation. Next, wildlife is preserved. So most of the wildlife animals are preserved only protection of only in afforestation. So floods can be controlled to some extents. The floods can be controlled also to some extinct species are only afforestation control. It minimizes the effect of only drive of the only global warming. So global warming gas that is called carbon dioxide gas. The carbon dioxide gas more increase only atmosphere to increase only heat. At the time of heat in the increase the water level, water and ice melting in the form of only increase the water table levels. These are only advantage of afforestation. So what are the advantage of afforestation? It reduces the desertifications. It bring the rain in proper time. It reduces the only pollution level. It minimize the effect of soil erosions. It helps to control the acid rain. Wildlife is preserved. Floods can be controlled to some extent. It minimizes the effect of draft of global warming. These conditions, these advantages are useful only afforestation.